Welcome to the Doomsday Journal, your weekly report on the end of civilization as we know it, with your hosts, Mike Castro and Chris Kilo. If you don't want to burn in hellfire eternal, listen to the Doomsday Journal. Doomsday.
Good evening, good morning, wherever you are across the globe. Today, we are sitting out here on this lovely sunny day, enjoying a nice cold Modelo beer, enjoying the good times while they last. Today, we will be opening the lines up. We're going to have open discussion on, just your feelings on the current crisis in the world. We're going to go to the phones to see how you're feeling, how you're holding up, and what your anger, your opinion, your emotion is on it, and where your mindset's at.
Our job is to tell it like it is.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys caught the Biden speech lately in Poland.
I caught part of it.
He's basically telling you food shortages are going to be real, and that Russia is not the only one going to be suffering from these sanctions. Also said that there's going to be a new world order. We have to lead it. See, they keep slipping that new world order in there.
The NWO. The shit's real.
These people are sick.
Sickness is deep.
The COVID tyranny did not work on getting the population down. So now they're resulting to thermonuclear war. It was all staged. These elites are not going to die. They have bunkers. They're just going to
wipe us away. Wipe away the 99% so the 1% can take over.
Yeah, exactly. And all the resources. I mean, they don't. The people working for these people are going to die too. They think they're going to come out on top. Have Biden, this idiot, gets up on there and starts talking about regime toppling.
His excellence.
He says Putin has to be out of power. And then he's telling the troops. Did you see what he told the troops? You'll see it when you get there about Ukraine. It's like, what do you mean?
I think the shit's going to get a lot worse before it gets better on a larger scale than we've ever dealt with. We always talk about, like Eddie was talking about the soft tyranny, the soft war. But I feel like Putin is not somebody to underestimate.
That's just for right now. Soft tyranny. That's what they need to sell us, the tyranny. Once we're in the tyranny, it's not going to be soft no more. There will be food shortages. You will be living in a pod. You will own nothing, and you'll be happy.
You'll essentially have no rights.
That's what they said. You'll own nothing. You'll be happy. You'll eat bugs. These trending restaurants now are serving bugs.
They're high in protein.
That's because they're trying to get us ready.
Yeah.
You'll live in a pod. You'll eat fake meat. You'll work in these little fucking work pods. No one will have a car. You know what I mean? Everything will be electric. And I mean, it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
It's so fucked. Unbelievably fucked.
Listen to, you guys probably heard of him, maybe not, Dan Pena. He does seminars to make men successful. And he was telling his class that the world believes that there are about 11 billion barrels of oil in Saudi Arabia. But he says that he's in the know of things with the Kuwaitis, and he knows that there's hundreds of trillions of barrels.
Oh, yeah.
Hundreds of trillions of barrels. And he said that when the world finds out there's hundreds of trillions of barrels, the price of oil is going to go down the toilet.
Supply and demand.
Yeah.
Your supply is ginormous.
I wish I could get the audio clip because he does it. He goes all crazy. There's trillions of barrels. Yeah, he's a little old, angry old man in a suit. You know what I mean?
People are going to lose their shit.
That we've been paying these high prices, and there's just
An abundance.
endless supply of oil.
It's like saying, the supermarket only has a little bit of bottled water, and then you find out there's a huge glacier that's just floating, right outside the U.S.
I foresee two scenarios.
Yes.
Either the global elites take us all out and succeed,
Right.
or the peasantry storms the fucking Bastille, kills all the rich people. And
I'll take door number 2.
I mean, I really feel we're coming to that crossroads. I'm not encouraging violence. I'm just telling you what I see. And you're dealing with more and more angry mobs, more and more protests. Eventually, look what happened to the Tsars. Look what happened to the French Revolution. Look what happened all throughout history. The people get fed up, and they rise up, and it just repeats itself over and over. So that's one of the two scenarios I see.
Peace through tyranny.
The best thing to do is probably to get to the wilderness. Get to the wilderness with your family, fish, hunt. You might have electricity or Wi-Fi, but you're going to be safe from all the bullshit.
All the nonsense.
So we're going to get our first caller on the line.
Let's do it.
I'm going to reach out to J. Rowe. We're going to get his opinion on how he feels in the current situation. Does he feel safe? Where does he think this is going?
Let's get him on the horn. Want me to see if Dingle put answers?
Let's stew meat real quick.
Stew meat. It's a fine day for a barbecue on this luscious Saturday evening in our undisclosed location.
Yo.
Stew meat, you're live on the air.
Yo.
How's it going?
Castro.
Can you hear me? Stew meat.
Look at that picture.
Can you hear me? We're going to try him again. I think there's some audio complications.
Audio interference. They're trying to shut us down.
J-Rowe, you're live. What's up, J-Rowe? How you doing? Are you there?
Yeah, reception's all wacky. Oh, there it goes.
You good now?
There's some reception, yeah. It's just going in and out, just like the weather or something.
Let's see. We're having some technical difficulties here with the phone lines, but interesting.
Yeah, it's like bad reception. I'm gonna restart this one. Sometimes it clears it out.
Let's see. Do me.
Wait, hold on. Stupid phone. My screen lock is on and it's blacked out. So hold on.
Gotcha.
You there?
I'm here.
Hey, hold on. It's freaking my phone's freaking out. Oh, almost had it. You're on Instagram, right?
No, we're on YouTube.
YouTube?
Yeah. Why they allow us on here?
You call me right now on YouTube?
No, Facebook Messenger.
Oh. Alright, hold on. So are you live on YouTube?
We're live on YouTube right now.
Oh, hold on. Fuck it, dude. Hey, hang up and call me back real quick.
J-Ro, you're live.
What's up, man? Hold on one sec. Get this. Hello?
Hey.
Hey, what's up, man? I was coming down this hill. I'm in Brentwood, in the hills of Brentwood. So it's like, when you're at the top, up in these hills in LA, bro, it's like hard to get reception. You lose, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's cracking?
Oh, not much. We're opening the lines today. Just have an open discussion. How you feel about the current state of events?
Current state of events. I was reading up on a lot of the current events. Because me and my brother, we talk a lot about that and about what's going on and shit. And we know that Biden's over there, and man, to me it's deep, bro. I don't know, like my brother was like, he seemed to think that, yeah, we don't want to fuck with Russia. Why are we butting our noses into it? And why are we in the business that, it's none of our business. Let them deal the way they deal with them, China. He keeps throwing China in there like we're scared of China, and China will fucking end us. Russia will end us. And, we're just and all this shit he's saying. It's like I had to tell him. I was like, dude. First of all, I got faith in the United States government and in the military, bro. I got faith in our military. First of all. Second of all, I don't play with the numbers, that being outnumbered shit. So if it did come to, worst came to worst, and we did have to fucking go to war because we're standing up for another country that can't stand up for themselves, because that's U.S., bro. That's the U.S. That's what we do. We help motherfuckers that can't help themselves because, I don't know. I guess we just got that kind of heart. You know what I'm saying? So
how would you feel if you found out that the government was lying to us? And Putin's actually right, and we are going to help a bunch of Nazis. I mean,
bro, that it's not even about. To me, it's not even about the Ukraine, because Ukraine is like they're insects on the fucking map, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like they're so small that it's not even funny, bro. It's like it's not even about that. To me, it's just about it's all about that ways of dictatorship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that's what I see, bro. Another dictator, bro. Those days are over, bro. I mean, and they never did exist in the first place. When Hitler tried it, dude,
Yeah.
look where he ended up. You know what I mean? In his lair, taking the bullets. You know what I mean? Or whatever, however he did it. You know, poison or a bullet. He did it with, all his family, him and his family. So it's like, no matter what, because, everybody seems to think it's about money, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we know Putin, he has hundreds of billions of dollars, right?
Yeah.
And, they have their control of the oil and the fucking aluminum and all this shit. And, bro, there's game. Have you ever played this game called Battlefield or what is it, Battleship?
Battleship.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Battleship, right? What's the object of the game?
Sink the battleships.
Sink the battleship, right? It's not like a regular game, right? It's kind of like strategic, right? I mean, you got to be somewhat of a, you know what I mean? You got to have a brain to play it, I think.
But
you
we
know
don't.
What I mean? Because
I'm with you. I'm with you on. I trust our military, but I don't trust our government. I don't think we have the person that we need. I'm not saying it needs to be Trump, but the person we got up there right now is not the man for the job of taking on Russia and China. And I think that's the people we got running the scenes are not about it. They're not about it. They want to talk tough, and they're gonna get us into something. And we just got to look back at models like, look at how well Vietnam turned out. Look at how well Afghanistan ended up turning out. This is just going to be another one of those scenarios. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think Putin would have even acted unless he saw, if what happened in Afghanistan didn't happen the way it did, that emboldened him. He saw a retreat. He saw an American retreat, military retreat from the Taliban. And he's like, well, if they're going to run from the Taliban, fuck them. I'm going to take Ukraine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what he thought, but it's not working out the way it's not working out quite like he thought it would work out.
So
to me, you know what's funny to me? How in the fuck if this dude's supposed to have this badass military or Russia's so fucking bad, they're huge, they outnumber everybody. How in the fuck does some little country take out 5 of their fucking biggest generals, dude, in the military? You know what I mean?
Well, generals are just people, and if they're out there, they're gonna get killed.
People, right. But I mean, what's the objective of the game, bro? The objective of the game is to win, and the way you win is you know what I mean?
I'll tell you what I think. I think if you expect me to believe that we're not already in there helping the Ukrainians, I think people are stupid. We have all these volunteer American soldiers going in there. You tell me they're not acting on behalf of our government? I think we got operatives in there helping with training, helping with intelligence. And the only danger...
I don't doubt none of that. I don't doubt that U.S. is over there, hoping or working on the downfall of Russia because, I mean, bro, but Russia's self-destructing, bro. It's like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like, bro.
I don't know how much of Russia losing that I buy. I don't know if I buy that because every time they show the map, I see more and more red popping up.
Yeah, bro. If you overall, they're gonna lose, bro. They're not gonna win. First of all, it's because you got nations. I mean, you got the West is a big. The West, you got Western countries like the UK, Britain, France, all of them. Dude, they're all against what this motherfucker's doing, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Dude, it's just his method. My thing is his method, bro. You know what I mean? He lied to his people. He lied to his country. You know what I mean? And he's got half of the people from or more than half, most of Russia in a war that they don't even want to be in, bro. He's got his soldiers fucking turning out and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just, dude. I just think he overran himself. He fucked up.
He
made a bad decision, bro.
It's a
That's
tough.
what I think.
It's a
And he
tough
can't get out of
one.
it.
I don't think we're gonna actually know what's going on until it's over. But from what I'm looking at, all the tanks that are being destroyed and stuff like that is they look like so shitty. And I was doing some research, and you come to find out those aren't Russian tanks. Even those are Chechenian tanks. He's barely sent any of his own Russian military in there. Those are all Chechenian conscripts. Because he's
that's hard to believe when he's on the when he's on the back foot. He's got you know what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
They're shutting everything down. That he's everything that the way to beat him is by his money, bro.
Yeah.
So what do they do? They squeeze every fucking part.
Yeah, but that doesn't help when now we're trying to threaten China to stop alleviating the sanctions because they are buying all their oil now from Russia, Pakistan.
Yeah, they're not doing it out front. They're doing it. They're sitting back. China's sitting back and just watching, waiting. They're not really. They're waiting to see what they're not. They're playing a smart move. They're not making a move yet. They haven't did anything.
Yeah, but I think they are helping him financially, or else this would have ended a lot longer.
Bro, it's not gonna end quick. It's gonna play out. But the way it's gonna play out, I'm pretty sure is Russia's already fucked up, bro. They already set themselves back 40, 50 years, bro.
And now
their whole country, dude, is just ridiculous.
And now we've cut off the oil without giving European countries an alternative. So there's now our sanctions.
No, we're giving them an alternative. We're giving them they're giving them what is it? The natural gas, bro.
Yeah, I mean, but
liquefied natural gas is the alternative.
But
this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to replace that. And everybody's falling into it. Germany's falling into it. All of fucking Europe, all of Europeans falling into it.
There's already multiple NATO countries are now come out and said that they're not on board with. They're not gonna cut the oil from Russia. There's a couple of them that are gonna stay getting oil. They said. So that's what I think. He's demanding rubles.
Yeah.
He's now demanding that if they're gonna get his oil, they have to pay in rubles.
Yeah, that ruble ain't gonna be worth shit after a while. Yeah, I'm telling you, bro, they're putting too much of a squeeze on this dude. On every angle. His oligarch, they're fucking up the people. What he's doing is he's got people that are holding money for him. Like his chest, I was reading, bro. Dude, I only look at it. All I do is deal with the Wall Street. You know what I mean? The news depicts the Wall Street.
Yeah.
But now, basically, the Wall Street is depicting the news. Yeah. I mean, it goes both ways. So that's where I get all my news from. Not from fucking watching Fox News or CNN and all that bullshit. I'm looking at I guess I don't know what you call them, economists. You know what I mean? Yeah, bro. The way they look at things, and the way they analyze shit.
I was watching an interesting thing about Bitcoin, or should I say Bitfuck? Bitcoin. If this economist was saying, if you knew who was behind Bitcoin, really knew who was behind Bitcoin, you'd be rushing to sell it right now as fast as you can. Because they're saying that Russia and China are behind Bitcoin, and they're gonna they're trying to get as much investments into Bitcoin.
Is there any proof of that they're behind Bitcoin? I don't think so.
Nah, but I do. I don't know about.
They have stake in it just like every country.
I don't know about Russia. I don't know about Russia, but I know China is very, very large in the cryptocurrency world. Yeah. And that's why a lot of people think that that's how Putin's navigating away from the sanctions, is because he was able to move some of his assets into crypto that can't be traced by our sanctions. You know what I'm saying?
No, they can trace. What they can't trace is the gold. Some of the gold that they can't trace.
Yeah.
Crypto, I don't know about crypto. I think crypto they can. Some of the gold, the way they're saying, the gold is kind of hard to trace, but they're even doing that, bro. The way they're doing that is they're going down the list of Forbes, fucking everybody on that's connected or knows, you know what I mean? Because that's who's holding Putin's money, bro. Because he's all about cash.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they're fucking with and there's about 100 of them. See, there's somebody, what they were saying, what I was reading was that the reason why Russia's not gonna succeed into what they're doing is because they have inner problems, bro.
Yeah.
inner problems. This is their army. This is their soldiers. This is everybody there is corrupt. Because what is Putin about? Money, bro. You know what I mean? And everybody in all of this country, you know, all the soldiers or everybody that's under him, they see how corrupt he is, and they turn. What do? Turn around and do the same thing. They don't trust nobody in there, bro. And that's what's fucking him up.
Yeah. Well, which was making him desperate, and all over the news, they think he's gonna drop a nuke somewhere. I don't know.
He's gonna fucking get more desperate, but I don't think he's gonna drop no nuke. He ain't stupid.
Now, Belarus, there's talk of them entering the fight, and the Bashar al-Assad, the Syrian president, has approved Syrian boots on the ground in Ukraine. So, do you think two allies of Russia joining the fight would bring NATO into the fight?
What?
So if two allies of Russia enter the fight into Ukraine, two different countries, do you think
what allies are you talking about?
Belarus and the Syrian government has already approved Syrian boots on the ground in Ukraine? Do you think?
I didn't see that.
Yeah, they haven't brought them in. They haven't brought them in, but Putin asked if he needs them, if they could send them, and Assad regime.
No, from what I see, that there is nobody stepping up except China. All China's saying is we're not gonna not help them, but we're not gonna say that we're helping them. You know what I mean? They're like playing a neutral role too, bro. But there's no one else. From what I've read, I don't see anybody else. There's no other countries that are trying to step.
Well,
Russia, bro.
Chechnya is already in there with Russia. Belarus is debating, is what they said, going in to help Russia, and then Syria in the Middle East has already approved it, but hadn't sent them yet.
Bro, this motherfucker's he's on the road to self-destruction. I don't think everybody's gonna get aboard with him, bro. There's no way for him to win, man. This is what I'm saying.
Man.
After a while, when they keep cutting off his money in every fucking angle, all his oligarchs, all the people that, you know what I mean, all those billionaires that he gave money to hold on to, you know, in case he needed it. Once that shit dries up, once it's done, bro, he's a wrap, bro.
They can't.
All that shit that he has, all those chips, the shit that's worth money, it's not worth shit because fucking U.S. is connected to Taiwan, where they have there's a certain thing that they need just for those things to work, bro.
Yeah.
And the microprocessor to work. They can't. None of that shit's no good, bro.
Yeah.
None of it. They're making everything useless, bro. So I mean, what is he gonna do? And then his own people are jumping out the tension and getting the fuck out of there. They don't want to fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got Arnold Schwarzenegger on the radio saying, "Hey," telling them, "You know what I mean?"
Oh, Arnold, yeah, I heard that.
He lied to you and this and that. So
I follow his fight with Nazis.
Bro, basically, he's a greedy ass fucking dictator, bro. I think he's gonna get what he deserves. That's all I can say.
The only problem is they can't stop him from selling his resources to countries that'll still buy it, like Pakistan, Iran. Iran has their own oil though, but China, a lot of that's helping him still. We need to start going after those countries and telling them, hey, we're going to start sanctioning you if you keep buying his oil.
I think that's what they're doing. They're sanctioning everybody.
Yeah, but the problem is we don't want to get in that game with China because that's where they can hurt us. I'm not so much.
Why is everybody scared of China? Dude, fuck China.
I'll tell you why. I know why, because you look at numbers, bro. No. This ain't even about military, Mike. They can cripple us economically, and we can cripple them economically. We have an economic.
Yeah, but after this war, we're all going to be crippled, bro.
Yeah,
we're not going to fight.
Exactly.
We're a small percent of it. We're all going to be crippled. It's going to make changes. One, it's like when you take a piece of you have something that's standing, and you take a bag away. That thing that's standing, a table, chair, whatever, it's not going to stay on the same because you're missing that part. That's what's going to happen to Russia. Yeah. Everybody's going to be affected by this, bro.
But
all countries are going to be fucked up by this, bro. It's not, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody keeps throwing Russia in the picture. China in the picture, like, you're scared of China. If they gave them, fuck China, bro.
Yeah, but look at everything we buy. Look at everything we buy. Nothing's made here. Everything's from there. And all they gotta do. You think shortages are bad now? We start playing games with them. You're gonna see.
You don't think we can? We don't think we can fuck them?
Oh no! I do.
Have you gone back to see what they get from us or what they
Oh,
get
yeah.
from us?
But that's what I'm saying. We're at a stalemate where we both rely on each other's existence. So it's like we have that economic gun pointed at each other. You know what I mean? We can just cripple each other's economy.
Global village.
Right.
And it's like the MAD doctrine for nukes, mutually assured destruction. No one wants to use them because that means everyone would die. So, I mean, same concept. We don't want to cripple their economy because crippling their economy would cripple ours. So you start playing that game with sanctions, they're going to start sanctioning us, and we sanction them.
That's
And
what we're playing right now. That's what we're playing right now. We're playing sanctions, and everybody's on board. Everybody in the EU, the fucking, you know what I mean? All those Western countries, everybody's on board.
Which brings me to my next question. What do you think the red line is for NATO to actually send troops in there? What action does Russia have to take to get us actually in there to fight them?
Bro, I don't know. From the looks of it, they've already done what they needed to do. But for legally, I mean, like NATO, we can't even do shit unless they cross the borders, bro. Unless they come out of the borders, you know what I mean? So that's basically it. But they've already basically the crimes of war has already been committed, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Killing of women, children, and fucking trying to annihilate. What did the dude say? The dude said he's trying to commit an annihilation of a race, bro, or a country.
Genocide.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know what?
This is his method, bro.
We
You
went.
can't do that, bro. There's fucking. You know what I mean? People think there's no rules to war, bro, but
Nah.
if you got other surrounding countries, there's rules, bro.
I feel like we did the same shit though in the Middle East that Putin's doing there right now. We just bombed the shit out of everything, didn't care who died.
That's accurate.
Yeah, but that we had reason to because the motherfuckers came at us, bro.
Yeah.
We fucked with the head, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you believe that 9/11 was staged, then you can believe that the war was over oil and that terrorism was used as a device for us to go over there and take what we wanted.
Yeah.
If you believe that.
Yeah, some people believe. Now changing topics, Mike. Why don't you share a little bit about the jab? Have you heard any of the vaccine injuries going on?
I just hear a lot about people that haven't got it.
Yeah.
Like I got a buddy that works at DOJ. He's got a source where, you know, he feels like it's just pure poison.
Yeah. Wow.
And the source, actually, the site that you can look at, how bad is my badge? You type that in and go in there. You type it in. Put in your log or whatever number you have or whatever, you know, reference you have. You decide, put it in, and it'll tell you how many people have died, how bad is your shit, how bad is your badge. And he was telling me basically the earlier batches, the earlier shots are the more lethal. But you can tell, bro, because everybody, you got all the sick and the weak and the old just dying off in the beginning of COVID, right? This is what he was saying. And he was kind of, everything seemed like, well, I watched it go down.
And
then the later batches are more like less deadly or less potent. But he was saying that they are long range. If you have long range effects where they poison damage your organs slowly or something like that.
Yeah, over a couple of years.
Over years, bro. Over years.
Like I said, 2 to 5 years, you'll start noticing some damage from the shots. But
he was even saying, he even went to the point to say that a lot of that shit was filled with, people are with the like someone's infected with HIV or hepatitis.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
That's not
Where
cool.
those are the symptoms. You would get that. You would get hepatitis, or you would get HIV, like you had, or AIDS or something. You would build down with AIDS. Those are the symptoms. The later effects is what he was saying. I was like, what?
That's
He
insane.
was just telling me,
Inside the membrane.
You know, a lot of those deaths, it's speculated. I'm not taking this stance, but they say that a lot of those COVID deaths at the beginning were actually ventilator deaths, that the hospitals were killing them with
that's what I read,
ventilators.
too. That's what my sister was telling. She works in a hospital there's Olive View is a huge hospital out here in LA County, and she said their bodies were ridiculous. They had to use the way the bodies stacked up that year, that they were using tractors, man, to what do you call it? Like kind of similar to like when Hitler was killing all the Jews, bro, and they were using shovel them in a hole. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the way the bodies were at this hospital. They kept them in containers outside, these big ass fucking those containers that go to the ship when they
reefer units.
Big ones, bro. They were running out of place to keep the body, so they had to use tractors and shit.
Wow.
It's ridiculous. My sister was telling me, man. She, you know what I mean? And but the reason why people were dying was because they didn't have enough people to monitor the ventilators, bro. So you had 4 or 5 levels of the hospital. And you had maybe 1 or 2 nurses, but on each level, and each level had about 200 beds on it. So they can only buy. You can be over here in this room, and down the hall, someone's ventilator cuts off or some shit, bro. You know what I mean? And they can't hear it. Next thing you know, the person's dead. That's how it was happening. People were dying up. Yeah, man.
Did you see that in Egypt? In Egypt, when the hospital lost power and everyone on the ventilator died?
Nah, I didn't see that.
That was crazy.
I believe it,
What a
man.
fucking way to go, man.
Because those things are you have to be manually watched. You know what I mean? Monitored, like that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it can either cut off or it can stop. It's something wrong or something. You know what I mean? And the person has to stand over it and turn it on and flip the switch and get it going. You know what I'm saying? That shit's crazy, bro. And that's how easily people were done. So I mean, and then too, like I said, the dude from DOJ, he was telling me a lot of shit, but he also said, and we all thought this too, because we're seeing the same thing. This shit was about population control, bro.
Oh yeah, no doubt. I think this war is about population control. I think that they're trying to spark World War III because in World War II, about 60 million. That's a conservative number, by the way. There's way more than that. Conservative number. 60 million people died, and that's not counting the Germans that we killed. That's just non-German people that died. If you count the Nazi deaths, it was way larger. It's like COVID, just all these restrictions are going away. Everything go back to normal. World War III. Boom.
I'll give it till 2030.
To me, that COVID seemed like a weapon of war, bro.
Yeah, I believe it was. And China's already locking down again because I guess they said that their numbers are worse than the original pandemic right now.
Right.
So did they release a different one now? Are people dying in China and then we don't know about it? Here's the thing. You can't trust any of the numbers coming out of China. They are not honest with the world.
They're not honest with us. They're not on the city. Fuck, bro. You know what I mean? Maybe not the world, but I mean, damn sure ain't right with us.
They want that flag. They want that flag of theirs flying over every country.
Yeah.
They want the world, bro. You know what I mean?
They can make a chicken taste like an orange.
And they go to these underdeveloped countries. They fund infrastructure projects, build roads, bridges, on condition they have access to those countries' natural resources.
Right.
So look, they're doing it in Afghanistan right now. They're helping the Taliban. They're doing it in a lot of African countries where they're building skyscrapers and roads and electricity, and they're making a better life. But we own you guys. You got to vote how we want you in. You got to Give us your resources.
Hands around the throat.
So,
They're trying to help.
yeah,
It's a crazy world. Hopefully it gets better, but
I doubt it. It'll get, like I said, it'll get worse before it gets better on that part. Like fucking, I don't know, man. Then it's like, fuck, bro. Ukraine stood up, but like all their people are, you know what I mean, pretty much got massacred.
it's greed, bro.
You know?
Greed.
Their country, yeah, it's greed. Yeah.
There's more than enough resources to go around for everyone, more than one times over, but everyone wants more.
Right. What's that? Who did? The Russian people are more like Putin. They're like, I was reading. They were saying that they're like what is it called? Their ego. What is it called? That fucking. That I forgot what it's called. Where they have to be. They don't. You know when like when you see Russians in fucking in Sacramento. You know when they don't just walk around. They walk around with balls in their chest, way the fuck out. You know,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They just try to be the man. They try to be the fucking man. You know what I'm saying? And that's how Putin, you know, that's the way he runs his country, bro. It's like, motherfucker, like they were saying, like, you can't just be, the way of power is to be the richest motherfucker in the world.
Yeah.
And what do? When you're a dictator, you can take whatever the fuck you want, anybody. And that's what Putin's doing, bro. You want all control. You don't want no democracy. Ukraine wanted a democracy there in their little country. They wanted democratic or democracy. They don't want no democracy there because that means that we would have access, right?
Yep.
That means the U.S. would have access. You don't want that shit.
No. He's paranoid that we're gonna move in there and have our nukes pointed at him from Ukraine.
Right.
Which I think is a valid fear. I think it's a valid fear because we did the same thing. Did we not flip out and threaten to invade Cuba when he had his missiles there? So, I mean, we need to kind of look at that and be like, okay, maybe we should leave Ukraine alone as a buffer zone. But I think either the sanctions are getting to him because now they're saying that they're almost done with their operation. The Russians have come out and publicly said, our military operation is almost completed. Phase 1 has been complete.
You already fucked up though, bro.
Yeah. So I think
committed. It's not over. It'll never be over. It won't be over for a long time, bro. Even when he says it's over, it's not gonna be over.
Well, I think he's gonna try and keep the ground that he already took. But the problem with that is Russians are gonna be facing guerrilla warfare for years to come.
Yeah.
You know, Ukrainian military bombing their shit, them fighting back. You know what I mean? It's just another Vietnam, bro. We should just. What happened when we went into Vietnam? So you listen to Trump. Trump thinks we should go do something about it. He said, these sanctions he's like, what a weak Trump. What a weak statement. I'm gonna sanction you. And then he said, you know what Putin? He's like, you know what Putin's saying to that? He's saying, you mean I can invade a whole country and all they're going to do is sanction me?
Right. Exactly. That's what he thought, bro. But then, look, this is the thing. Yeah, he's right, though, bro. Because Putin ain't no bitch. He's like, fuck that. Okay, I'm going to go over here and do it then. You know what he thinks, bro? It's like, I was reading where they were saying he thinks that because I felt like he felt like he's losing power in doing the fuck what you want to do, being in control of everything, bro. Yeah. I think he felt like at some point he was losing that.
Yeah.
So what do you do when you're losing that power? You fucking have a war and you take something over. You take some shit. You feel me? You overthrow. You take some shit. And that's what he was trying to do, bro. Yeah. He's trying to show everybody, like, I'm gonna take these motherfuckers. I'm gonna fuck them in the ass, and I'm taking this shit. Fuck what everybody says, right? And that's what he did. That's what he. Now he's gonna pay the cost, bro, because. Hey, you know what I mean? You got the world looking at your ass like you committed crimes of war.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's a world fucking.
The mistake we made is we should have done shit before he went in. You know what I mean? Like Trump would have set up those red lines before he went in. You know what I mean?
Trump would have talked it out. It would have been some money thing. Like, okay, give me some money. We'll look the other way or some shit. You know what I mean?
Or he would have made it. Or he would have made it a sweet deal for Putin not to go in there.
Yeah.
Hey, if you don't go in there, we're gonna start buying this from you and that from you, and we'll work something out, and we'll make sure they don't join NATO and this and that. And everything would have been good. We probably wouldn't been in this position.
Yeah, I just feel like politics, sometimes presidents know what the fuck they're doing, bro. Presidents go to school for this shit. Yeah. So a lot of times it's not about money, bro.
So what school did Biden go to?
Fuck if I know, but it's all about economics. It's all about living in a world, you know what I mean? With the next country and trying to make peace. That's what it is. That's the way, I'm pretty sure that's the way he feels.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the way they look at it. Most presidents look at it like that. I don't know too many presidents that say, besides fucking Trump, fuck it, we're just going to fuck you. Try to fuck me, I'm going to fuck you. Yeah. This is not, like I said, it's not a businessman move. It's about fucking, you know, that type of shit where, you know, you got to look at politics politically at the world as a whole fucking melting pot, I guess. Yeah. You know what I mean? I guess. I don't know. But to me, it was like, dude, you just go in and you kill whatever you want to kill. That's not war, bro. That's fucking massacre. Yeah. That's like, you know what I mean?
But
when you outnumber motherfuckers 300,000 to maybe 10,000, come on, bro. What kind of war is that?
We don't know. I'm hearing from alternate sources, which, you know, you don't know what to believe in. There's so many different stories out there these days. But it happens in Israel. When Israel's getting attacked, Palestine will attack from hospitals, schools. They'll launch their rockets from those locations because they think, oh, we got women and children here. They're not going to fire back on us.
Right.
And there are some news sources saying that those Ukrainian forces are hiding out in these hospitals and churches and schools and firing on the Russian tanks from those locations.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah, then our news is just going to report, oh, look, they blew up a school. They blew up a hospital. I'm not saying that is what's happening. I'm just saying, like, a lot of people don't trust our media no more. A lot of people are having trouble because they lied to us about COVID. They lied to us about a lot of things, and they lied to us time and time again. And now you just don't know what to believe anymore.
You know what the answer is to that? Stay the fuck out of the media, bro. Fuck, don't get your answers from the media. You know what I mean?
Yep,
fuck, I don't know. Read about fucking.
Just go there.
The library, read about fucking, you know, read about politics in the library and stuff, so you know right from wrong.
Yeah.
Fuck fucking, you know what I mean? Fuck fucking the news, what they're telling you.
Yeah.
Fuck no right from
But
wrong.
now those are old. But you go to the library, you're gonna be reading books that are written like years ago. You're not getting current events, and even the articles that are being written, that's still part of the media.
Yeah, but if you read the current events to what's going on, to what's right or wrong, I mean, you can put two and two together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like holding up a fucking, you know, holding up a transparent picture, and then behind it, you know, and the other picture behind it is like shit.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it gets better. I'm just not seeing it right now, but we'll pray for peace. Mike, J-Ro, do you have anything to add to that?
I think we just need to proceed with caution.
Yeah.
I mean, it's getting nerve-wracking just thinking about the outcome of this whole thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it's going to be a positive outcome. It's going to be hectic.
Yeah.
There's a long road ahead, for sure. This is not going to be over anytime soon. This is the beginning. This is the tip of the spear.
Wow.
Fuck yes.
Well, we will all pray for peace. J-Ro, do you have any shout-outs before we let you off the air?
Yeah, no shout-outs, bro. Shout out to my kids, my family, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shout out to my Castro's family. Shout out to your homies' family.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Shout out to all the real motherfuckers out here.
Hell yeah.
You know?
Hell yeah. Well, you have a good night, and God bless.
All right, you too. You guys take it easy.
You too. Bye. All right, let's see if Stu Meat's cool to go. We'll do a short little question for him.
Question and answer. So we got more beer. I'll be gone.
Yeah.
Stu Meat.
What up, man?
I'm here.
Dang, why is it?
We just want to get your thoughts on the current state of events.
Let me try something real quick.
Are you trying to see me on the screen, or? Sounds like Stewie's having technical difficulties with his phone.
Oh no, bro!
So
Time for more beer.
We will get beer 30.
Dinglefoot.
I will be doing a demonstration later. We have Mike here demonstrate, knock on the coconut, inspect it, show the viewers that it's has not been tampered with. Bring it up close to the screen.
100% real coconut. We have 2 of these. We got a party. I want to touch them both at the same time.
I will be, before the end of this episode, doing a demonstration and breaking this. It's harder to break than the human noggin. In a survival scenario, if you're left without a weapon and you have the training, you have deadly force with a strike. We'll get to that later on. I just wanted to preview that for you. We're going to get the infamous Tim Klaus on the line, probably from the bathroom of his job.
Aux input mode.
Probably pounding off. Did I say that? I did not say it.
You said that live.
Is it working?
Trump 2024. He's got a lot of work to do when he comes back. A lot of damage control.
Tim Klaus.
You're live on the air.
Oh, hello.
How you doing, Mr. Klaus?
Well, I just left the Dominican hospital and delivered my mom's charge of her hearing aids, but they won't let me in.
How is she doing?
I really don't know. I didn't get any information. What happened is I came home last night after work and then doing a little bit of grocery shopping, and then she had already fallen off her. Well, she tried to use the commode. She, I guess, slipped down off the couch onto the floor. So I had to lift her up onto the couch and then called 911.
Oh, no.
Wow.
And so anyway, she's in the hospital. And so they called and said that, well, she went to ER, then she transferred to the hospital. And so I delivered her charge of her hearing aids because they want to be able to speak with her. But I went in there and I didn't know what they would say this time, but still they require you to be vaccinated or you have to have a test within the last, I forget whether it was 24 hours or 72. But anyway, there was no time. There was no way I could do a test because the visiting hours would close more quickly than I could get a test. And I don't even know what the cost of the test is.
Well, do they let you get the at-home test?
I don't know. They gave me a list of places where I would have to go.
Oh, so they want like an actual medical PCR result.
Correct.
Gotcha. So the Walgreens over the counter.
If you don't have that, then you can't go in.
Gotcha. Interesting. Well, we got Miss Betty Klaus is being prayed for by myself and my brother Knights of Columbus. They do a rosary for her every Sunday.
Well, thank you.
She's been added to the prayer list. So,
Let me ask.
So the other thing is, I mentioned to Michael. So I've taken out another health insurance policy. It'll be starting April 1st. So that is separate from what I have at work in case I either have to leave work, whether by choice or being forced out.
They may try to push him out. Diabolical forces are at work at the unnamed place of business, just in case they're being spied upon
So
by
at least I will have
haters.
health insurance if that happens.
Yeah. Have you thought of any a backup plan on what you're gonna do for income?
Well, I have a second job. It's just that what happened is I got furloughed. I started that. Let's see, my dad died 4 years ago in April, and then it was in July of 2018 I started the second job, and that actually is it's temporary status, but it is with the city of Santa Cruz, and there's a potential it could turn into something. But I was there a year and 8 months, but then the pandemic happened. And being that I was still temporary status, all of us that were temporary were put on furlough. And then what they did is for the people that were permanent, whether they were full-time or part, they took them and used them throughout the parks and rec throughout the city of Santa Cruz to try to spread them out. But they didn't have enough hours for those of us that were temporary. So I got nothing for a year and a half, and then I got called back in September. And it's been very slow going and is just starting to increase now. One example of what had been happening is we had one event. Well, there was the symphony in January, but we were also to have the comedian Al Franken. Well, this was back in January, and they were afraid of the Omicron variant. And so then they pushed him out 3 months to April. So I will be at the Al Franken event and in April. So what we're hoping is that if we don't get more of these variants, I know that they're talking about another one, but we don't get any more. If we can just get the show on the road, we'll have more events, and there'll be more need for security and also maintenance.
Yep.
So do you do security?
I do both. I could do security during the shows, and then I can do either some custodial work or maintenance work. This is at the Civic Auditorium. And so my hope was that I would eventually get at least a permanent part-time position, but the pandemic basically took a year and a half chunk out of time.
So you have a California Guard card and all that?
No, I'm not actually wearing the...
okay. In-house.
Yeah, this is in-house, yes.
Gotcha,
and if it's a more serious event, such as like mixed martial arts, then they will have actual security guards in their uniforms and all that. Well, we do, let's say if it's a symphony, as part of the guard, the security means for us, and I don't particularly care for this, but having to check their vaccine status.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a really strange thing because here I am not vaccinated, but the city of Santa Cruz does not force all their employees to be vaccinated, yet still, if you want to go into their event center, that is the Civic Auditorium, you have to be vaccinated. However, that is about to change April 1st.
Wow.
And so they won't force that. So that's good. Now, how long Dominican Hospital is going to keep on forcing people to be vaccinated or having a test, that I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I myself, I'm in the security industry. I think the mask mandates are bullshit, but I have to enforce them at my job. Right now, I'm working at a casino, doing surveillance and security operations there. But I do eventually plan, once I move, I'm working on buying a house right now. But once that's all settled and taken care of and I'm moved in, I'm actually working on starting something of my own, getting a PPO license, and starting my own security company.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna supply security, executive protection and private investigations.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be Castro Security Services and Investigations.
Okay, so that's you, Castro.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're still in a transitional time. I think that the only good thing I can think about with this war going around almost halfway around the world is that it's beginning to take some of the emphasis off these vaccines. But
in some places, almost as if it's disappeared.
Right. Right. Yeah, we still hear about. I think it's Pfizer now wants to do a vaccine for kids under 6.
Yeah. What the
Fuck
hell is
that
that?
shit. Let me tell you this much: the bureaucratic mentality is the only constant in the world.
Yeah.
You know, and we keep demonizing these other countries.
They are
We're not-
demons.
We're not so good guys ourselves here. Our government.
We're right. Yeah. Although, I mean, I think
We're
have to-
demonizing Putin for
we
blowing
can't-
up.
We don't want to just beat ourselves up. I mean, I do think, yes, we have our problems, but
Yeah. Well, you know,
I mean, there are worse places.
what I mean is, like, with Russia, he's bombing all this. What do you think we did in Iraq? What do you think we did in Afghanistan? We bombed the shit out of everything.
Carpet bomb.
Yep, just carpet bombed the cities. You know, how many women and children died there. I think we should stay off the moral high ground, let them conduct their Slavic civil war, and stay the hell out of it.
That's exactly what it is.
Let's just hope that it doesn't expand.
Into, like a Hitler situation.
Right. And I know that he did order some bombing on western part of Ukraine. Is it Lviv? Is it the town?
Yeah,
Anyway, it was getting close to Poland.
yeah. He just bombed again. Today they bombed an oil field in Lviv.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, a refinery. And then I think also they bombed another nuclear site. Yeah.
Well, see, the thing is, Ukraine is not a NATO country, and that's exactly what Putin does not want them to become one.
Yeah.
However, if he does go into Poland, then NATO has to respond because they are a NATO country. And I believe the Baltic republics also became part of NATO.
Yeah.
And so the Baltic republics actually are very nervous right now.
I
They
don't
want guarantees that they're going to be protected because the thinking is, well, if Putin can just get Ukraine, it's very clearly that he already is friends with Belarus. He doesn't need to take over them because they're friends with him. But it makes sense he'd want to take over the Baltic republics too.
they were talking
Latvia,
about
Estonia, Lithuania.
they were talking about joining the fray, Belarus.
Yes, that's correct. Belarus actually may start sending its own troops into, because they're just north of Ukraine.
Yep. And Bashar al-Assad has already approved Syrian boots on the ground in Ukraine.
Yes, and I've also read that Russia is now going to start taking some of its troops from Georgia, which is in the Caucasus, and moving them would be somewhat north and to the west over to Ukraine, probably to the eastern provinces, the Donbass and all that.
Yeah.
Now, this is what may happen because, well, the Ukrainians have been fighting back stronger than what the Russians thought.
Yeah.
A lot of Russian soldiers have been killed, and if you can look this up, it'd be great. But what I read, not today, but the other day, was that a seventh Russian general has been killed.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Okay, well then that's incredible. 7 generals.
But you know what? Here's my thought on that. I don't think the Ukrainians are really acting alone. I think you'd be crazy to think there's not U.S. intelligence in there helping them with training and intelligence. That's my belief. And you have a lot of these U.S. of so-called volunteers going in there. I think that they're actually acting on behalf of they're going in there. We're secretly in there helping.
I see. Yeah, well, apparently they want anybody from age 18 up to the age of 60 can
fight,
join the fight.
It'll be very interesting. Although Russia's now softening, they've now come out. I saw today on the news that the war, our military operation is almost coming to a conclusion. Our goals have almost been achieved, and phase 1 has been completed of our military operation. So, all I'm thinking is they originally wanted to decapitate the Ukrainian government, take over. I think that because they met with a lot of resistance, and the thing a lot of people don't know is Putin's only sent a fraction of his army in there to begin with, and most of them have been Chechnyan conscripts. That's why you see all the shitty vehicles and shit. That's not their real. Those aren't Russia's actual war vehicles. Those are Chechnyan vehicles. the Islamic Chechens are the main force in there right now, and with some Donbass, those Russian-backed separatists. But he still has he's got like a 2 million man army, and he only had about 200,000 amassed at the border. So, I mean, he can still keep sending people in there, and then he's got allies that are coming in. So I think Ukraine's still fighting a losing battle. They're doing good right now, but if we don't keep supplying them, they'll eventually run out of gas.
Right.
Yeah.
The thinking is because they're starting to, they're kind of bogged down around the capital.
Yeah.
The thinking is that if Putin wants a way out to look good, they might just say, well, we took over the separatist region.
Yeah, we liberated the Russian separatists from the Nazis, and we can now go home. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what I'm thinking, too.
That means they would have gained in 2014 Crimea and then this eastern region. What they want to do is connect to the land bridge around the Sea of Azov.
Yep.
And that was the whole reason they've been just decimating Mariupol.
Yep.
Anyway, that's going to be terrible to try to
that's
rebuild that city.
Now, there is some truth to the Nazi thing. The Azov Battalion, have you looked them up?
No, I have not.
They were actually in the news in 2014 quite a bit. And they were actually demonized by our news, and Facebook had banned them for hate because they are actually a neo-Nazi militia group that has now been absorbed by the Ukrainian National Guard. They're called the Azov Battalion. They've got the 2 SS Lightning bolts on all their shit. They do the Nazi salutes and all that good stuff. They actually were claimed responsibility for the mosque shooting in Australia or New Zealand. So, I mean, these guys have been active before, and that's why Mariupol is getting hit so hard, is because that's where those guys are. Now, is the whole Ukrainian government Nazis? I don't think so. I think that the neo-Nazi group controls certain areas, though, close to Donbass. And back in 2014, it's on record that they were shelling the people of Donbass. The Azov Battalion was shelling and blowing up stuff. So Putin, I think, is using that as I'm going to liberate them from Nazis.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, it did happen, so he's partially telling the truth there. I just don't think it's on as wide a scale as he says.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But you can look it up. If you do a Google search, just Azov Battalions, AZOV Battalion, and it'll come up that they're a neo-Nazi paramilitary group that has been absorbed into the Ukrainian National Guard. They're like a unit of the National Guard that are allowed to wear their insignias and their flags and all that. Yeah.
Wow, that would be the equivalent of us having one of our states having a National Guard unit with Confederate symbols.
Yeah, or a neo-Nazi. Yeah, and a lot of in earlier years, the early 2000s, a lot of our neo-Nazi groups were going into Ukraine to get military training from the Azov Battalion. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of articles in Time magazine from back. It's all on the internet. If you go back 2014, you can read all about it. Where they were shelling Donbass for 8 years straight. And that's why one of the Russian dudes got up there on the UN and was like, they asked him, well, when would Putin stop this humanitarian, crisis? And the guy's like, oh, I appreciate your humanitarian concern, but where was it 8 years ago when they were shelling the people of Donbass? And I did some research on it to see what he was talking about, and there's a lot that comes up. So I don't know, it's hard to believe it when two sides are saying something different, you know what I mean? But I think like everything, there's our side, there's their side, there's the truth.
Right.
And you got to look for the truth and not at both sides, because I think maybe, in all confidence, there's probably truth to both sides.
Right.
But I think also that my concern is that if we were to allow Putin to just take over Ukraine, we know that China is interested in taking over Taiwan.
Yeah, it'd be emboldened. Trump seems to think Donald Trump seems to think that he would fight them right now. He's in sanctioning. He's a weak statement. He's like, you mean I can take over a whole country and they're just going to sanction me?
What's this? Trump thinks that what?
Well, Trump was in an interview saying, Biden came out and said, we're going to sanction him. We're going to sanction him. He's like, what a weak statement that is. He said, you mean I can take over a whole country and they're just going to sanction me? And he, according to Trump, he would like go in there militarily and stop what's happening for Russia. So,
well, yes, I mean, they took a survey out. This was a few weeks ago that no matter what you think of Trump, but that if he had still been president,
this wouldn't happen.
That's exactly right.
And it might not even went to military conflict, because I feel like he would have sat at the table with Putin and made it a sweet deal for Putin not to invade.
Right. He would have had a better connection with him.
Yeah, we're going to buy this much stuff from you, and we'll give you assurance they won't join NATO, and this and that. And I mean, that would have been it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, this guy's not up for the job. You know what I mean? The guy we got in there now. You can say what you want about Trump, but we were a lot safer, a lot more secure.
This shit wouldn't happen.
Right. The problem is that we have a president who comes across as weak, and that's not very good internationally.
No, comes across. I think he actually is weak. He's a puppet president. I think that he's not even the one really calling the shots. That's my opinion.
That's the problem with this country, though. This is some real talk. We have all these old men presidents for whatever reason, right, wrong, or different. It's these old men. Putin appears to be young with vigor, even though he's not. But he has that persona.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? A lot of other dictators in other countries.
Masculinity.
Yeah.
A man. Men are toxic.
The gynocracy has taken over.
Men are toxic. You can't even define what a man and a woman is anymore. Because
you're mansplaining if you do.
You can't even define what a man and a woman is anymore because there is no definition.
They want to rename manholes to something else.
I could define myself as a woman tomorrow, and everyone has to respect it.
I would have to.
I mean,
and then are they going to allow you to go into the women's restroom?
Yeah, they do. They do, though. They
That's
are.
what's fucked up.
And they're allowing men to compete in women's sports where they're just annihilating women. They're just annihilating women's sports. Is it a women's rights concern? I mean, you can't have me put on a wig and makeup and go into a UFC match with a female where I'm just going to totally.
I don't know.
I'm big.
Yeah.
I mean, she might be quicker than me, but if I take her down, I'm going to crush her.
I crushed you. Vulgar display of power.
And that's what's happening.
One event we had was what? We had one of the wrestling groups last fall at the Civic. Oh, this was before the pandemic. This was right before. This would have been early 2020. And one of my supervisors was real excited about that. But I guess that was just a fake thing. That's where they have wrestled. They've got. Is it UFC? Is that what it is?
It's basically soft homosexual sports.
Well, UFC is like mixed martial arts where they're striking and submission and grappling.
Okay.
So like boxing, you can't grapple or submit. You can only throw strikes. But in UFC, you can take it to the ground and pound, twist their arm.
Flirt and squirt.
Now, with wrestling, there's just grappling and submission, and some of it's fake. You know what I mean? Like where they're...
Right. So there was wrestling before the pandemic, and then after the pandemic, there was mixed martial arts last fall.
Yeah.
And that's where they had the extra security. And that crowd was quite different than what I've normally had to deal with.
Yeah.
Listen here, brother.
And then I got to see just a little bit of it. But yeah, they do everything.
Yeah. That's cool.
Well, Mr. Klaus, any shout outs to the people at the box store that are trying to crush your soul?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't understand this whole thing. I really don't understand why this one particular woman has ill feelings for me. I don't get it. And I just
hating she beast. Say it with me. Man hating she beast.
Man hating she beast.
They can crush your soul, but they can never crush your
The
freedom.
succubus is real. Not only do they drain your man juice, but they drain your.
Yes, it will end at some point. We just don't know how it's going to end.
Don't go AWOL. Don't show up with AK-47s or AR-15s. Take the high road. Pray to God. God will find the answer. God, Allah.
Hey,
or,
and when God closes the door, He's going to open another one for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just pray.
When
be
God
faithful.
closes a mouth, He opens an anus.
Maybe He's giving you this time to take care of your mother. You know what I mean?
Right? Real talk.
Yeah, that could be.
Hey, you can't do that when you're too busy at work. You know what I mean? Like, hey, take some time off. You know?
Yeah.
God works in mysterious ways.
That's right.
We'll continue praying for your mother and for you. God bless. God bless, and we will talk to you next time.
God loves
Yes.
and men kill.
And I think this is an interesting podcast.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Good evening.
Have a good night.
Good night.
All right.
Who we got next on the horn? Want me piping another caller?
Yeah.
Let's keep the ball rolling.
Yeah.
Let's do.
We're doing pretty good for time.
We're doing fucking awesome for time. Doing
Hey,
awesome
King,
for the
I'll
show.
start off with a rough start. Had some technical difficulties. Stew Meat had something. We'll get him on the next one, which won't be for a couple weeks because the next thing we put out is going to be our documentary, which is going to take us a couple weeks in production.
Oh yeah, I'm excited about that. The film.
Yeah.
Not a movie, but a film. There's a difference.
It's a documentary. Yeah.
Documentary. I'm very excited about that.
On the homeless crisis in America.
A mailbox belonging to Lauren is full and cannot accept new messages at this time. Please try again later. Goodbye.
Crisis is what it is. We are in a humanitarian crisis here in our own country, and we're about to take 100,000 more refugees.
Oh yeah.
When we have American citizens on the street. And the argument can be made that they don't want help, they're on drugs, this and that. But, I mean, there's got to be programs. Get them off our streets, get them out of our parks, get them in a housing facility. At least house them. Give them a place to get cleaned up. You're giving hundreds of millions of dollars to Ukraine, hundreds of billions of dollars to Ukraine. We have so many problems here that need to be fixed in our country here. It's starting to look third world.
This is true.
I want to go back to the glory days of the red, white, and blue. We didn't spit on our veterans when they came back from
We
war.
promised them a parade and we spat in their faces.
We sent them to some war that wasn't ours to die in.
Because our country said they had body parts that they could spare.
It's disgusting.
It's way disgusting.
And now we're going to go into Ukraine, another Vietnam.
Oh, it's so fun.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Let's get one more attempt and then we might have to
Final thought.
final thoughts. We'll go to one more good old boy here. Just a good old boy.
Never been in no harm.
That's right. You
Oh,
got
we
it.
have my demonstration too.
Oh, we got that. Let's try this guy. Oh, hold on. Answer. Caller, you're on the air.
Hi there.
What are your thoughts on the homeless epidemic in the Central Valley?
The homeless epidemic?
The homeless epidemic in the Central Valley. That's a tongue twister.
It's endemic.
It is an
Point.
endemic, right?
I think it's kind of it's one of those things where there's a lot of different ways to look at it. If you stop feeding the animals, they'll stop asking for food or expecting it.
That's genius.
And I'm not saying the homeless people are animals. I'm not trying to disrespect anybody. There are people who are in unfortunate situations and they're doing the best they can to get through it. And then there are the people who literally are like, why work? Like, why fish when someone will fish for me?
Tax-free fish.
Exactly, tax-free fish. So I think it's I think there's a lot of things that need to be fixed and worked. There's a lot of ifs, ands, or buts, or there's two different sides to whether your city wants to become a sanctuary city and get government funding to build shelter. I think Tracy was kind of in that deciding factor about, I want to say maybe 8-9 years ago, where a lot of people were pissed off because the mayor at the time, he rejected the funds for it, but he was trying to tell everybody, You're not reading in between the lines. If we become a sanctuary city, we are now basically, say, for like Dublin, Pleasanton, or whatever, for our county, we can be basically the main city that all these homeless people will be, shipped to, because if we have the funding to build shelters, and then what happens when the shelter is full?
So
then where did it go? They're still gonna, go to the parks.
Yeah.
Let's
take Tracy
I
back
think it's one of those things where I feel like it just needs to, maybe every city needs to have a shelter, a homeless shelter.
Let's take Tracy back about 12, 13 years. They're awarded being like one of the safer cities in California. And then I heard a story about some kid with shackles escaped being held hostage, running down the streets shortly thereafter. Is this a true story?
Yeah, or the girl found in a suitcase.
A girl found in a suitcase.
Oh yeah, so see, that's my big thing, is the fact that Tracy used to seem very safe, and then you just have a lot of people from other, a lot of the Bay Area individuals. Like, once again, I'm not hating all of the people that move from the Bay Area out here. They're not all bad. Just like not everybody on this planet is bad, but you have a lot of people that move. This became more affordable than out there, and the crime comes along with it. But yeah, there was. Yeah, in the last, I would say in the last 15 years, the crime rate in Tracy's gone up, and a lot of really scary things happen, like referring to the, finding the little girl in the levee in the suitcase. That was really scary. And the sad thing is it was actually a friend of the family.
Yeah, the scary thing about that is
this little girl went to go over to the, the friend's house, to go play, and the mom, I know there was a lot more in-depth, there's details about it, but basically the gist is the mom ended up murdering this little girl, puts her in a suitcase, and then tries to take her out to the levee, and then didn't realize that there was a worker for that levee, that they were out there, and that they witnessed her dropping the suitcase out there.
My father knew the man that found the suitcase. And,
get out of here.
And this was the girl's best friend's mother that killed her. Imagine that. Your daughter, I'm going over to my friend's house. Okay. Oh, you never see your daughter again.
Yeah. They have her on surveillance footage going basically from her house in the direction of her friend's house. And then that was the last time she was on camera, and it was a trailer park community. So it's a very small community, tight knit, everybody basically knows each other. Of everybody, basically. You may not all get along, or everybody may not socialize together, but you basically know who's in that community. And that's, really scary. Or, but I can't remember how many years ago it was, but there was the kid that, got found over by a in-shape sports center. Yeah. Found with shackles, and he was, I think, naked or in his underwear, and he was being held hostage.
Covered in his own feces.
Being held captive.
They didn't clean him, nothing. He was living in his own shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
and it's just like, holy map, so Tracy's been put on the map for things that, you wouldn't really expect Tracy to be put on the map for, and they're really unfortunate things. Of course, nothing very positive, just unfortunate situations.
You just, it's scary world to let your kids out into these days.
I won't let my kids out. I don't have a fence in my front yard, and to be honest, even if I did have a fence in my front yard, my kids wouldn't be out there without me out there with them.
Exactly.
It's just sketchy.
It's just, and I was thinking about it, last night. I let my kid, go into a store the other day and go near the trading card area. And then I ran to the baby section to grab something, and I told my kid, I'm like, stay right here, don't move. And I'm thinking, what was wrong with me for doing that? To me, it was just 10 minutes, but I mean, that's 10 minutes too long that, somebody could have snatched my kid and, jumped on the freeway from the store.
I was in Walmart.
You just don't leave your kids by themselves anywhere.
I was in Walmart the other day, and I don't know if you guys have been there recently, but have you looked at some of the people walking around in there lately?
It's fucked.
Yeah, they just walk around. That's the thing.
The homeless people go in there and just rape that store. You know what I mean? They rape it. They're in there stealing. They're sketchy, looking around. I'm constantly on guard when I'm in there with my wife or.
So here's the fucking irony is that Walmart wants to check your receipt on the way out, but they're not checking the people coming in. They want to make sure that everything's on that receipt, but they'll let everybody in.
They don't even look at the damn receipt.
I know that guy gets paid to like, okay, good.
Yeah. Half the time I'm like showing them, all right, have a nice day.
Unfucking real.
It's
Fucking Walmart, man. That's the pinnacle of civilization. It's a calling. It's a gift.
What are they gonna do? You just walk past them. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Nothing.
That's the world we live in. Any shout outs?
No shouts, just you guys keep doing what you're doing. You guys, I love this radio show. I think it keeps it real and unlike any other.
Thank you.
God is with you.
God bless.
God bless you guys.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Okay, I think it's time for the
Coconut.
I think it is. Am I getting smacked on the head?
No.
Oh, there's our
I'm
wonderful
trying to figure out
central
how I'm
valley.
going to do this. If we have something to. Maybe I can do it like that. All right. So
Okay.
let's maybe get this somewhere where they can see me.
Okay, I'm gonna turn it this way gently.
Can I? This is what happens to motherfuckers with my kids.
Okay, you saw it here first, okay? Mad Mike Castro annihilated a coconut like it was the head of a horny homeless man harassing his children. Did I get it right?
Yep.
Oh my God. That was intense.
God bless America.
So, final thoughts.
I'll pump now.
I know, you're full of adrenaline.
What happens if they fuck with me at Walmart? Be that hard. Watch your damn kids, people.
Right.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Calm down. Get right with God. All right. That punctured me a little bit.
It fought back.
Anyways. Yeah, so we're going to be taking I don't know how many weeks. This is going to be big. I don't want to put a number on it. It could be 2 weeks. It could be 3, maybe a month. That we'll have a regular episode. It just depends on how long production takes. But this is going to be a very detailed report. We're going to get out there in the field, bringing you what's going on with the homeless crisis in America.
Crisis it is.
And we're going to go all around the area here in California. We're going to go to the Bay. We're going to go into Stockton. We're going to go here in Tracy. Here in Tracy, we're going to show you how there is a homeless encampment not 10 feet away from a school.
The suburb of Santa Cruz.
This could even include drone footage. It's going to be a big production. So it could take 3 to 4 weeks. I don't want to say 4 weeks. That's kind of long, but we'll just have to see what happens. We'll play it by ear. I will be giving updates and advertising. You know, we'll be touching bases. We'll let you know when our next regular
touching
episode
bases
will be.
and slapping faces.
With that being said, we're going to start filming next week.
Yeah.
I mean, we will
Probably
the Tracy shooting next week. We're going to do some shooting here in Tracy. You know,
we may have to bring on, some security with us.
Yeah.
To protect us. Andrew Morales, it could be you.
Yeah. Maybe just a quick walkthrough. Maybe just walk from one end of the park to the other part, aside.
I'm getting a palpitation just thinking about it. It's intense out there.
But
now that's its own Vietnam.
and we're not doing this to exploit people.
No.
We just want to bring you the realness that there are people here in pain, people here suffering, and our government chooses to help foreign
We're just bringing it
countries. These people need help. These people need off the streets. They need a place to live. They need help. And we're sending billions and billions of dollars to foreign countries for humanitarian. When we have humanitarian crisis right here on our goddamn soil.
Yeah. Charity starts at home. And
Yeah.
home is the hunter right now. I'll tell you real quick, my final thought on everything that's been said is, we're talking about the whole goddamn WW, III, World War III, and the fear of, nuclear Armageddon. But here's the thing you got to worry about. It's not the nuclear bomb, it's a neutron bomb. Because you nuke a country, it's useless. You can't really take that territory. This before. With a neutron bomb, it releases neutron radiation. It kills every living thing. In 3 months, it dissipates, and your buildings, your cars, your money, everything is still standing.
I'm not afraid of the neutron bomb.
I'm afraid of the
I'll
neutron
tell you
bomb.
why.
Tell me.
Only us and France have it.
That's right. The French made neutron bomb.
And, I mean, the French don't have no interest in bombing us with it, and we have it also. Our enemies, they're not that advanced. You know what I mean? Like, the Russians have the Tsar bomb.
Oh, fuck.
Which is, so on the grand scale of things, Hiroshima, on a scale, Hiroshima, Nagasaki, right here. The Tsar bomb explosion was like this.
We're going to get Tsar'd out if we're not careful.
Anything in a 50 to 60 mile radius is fucked.
That's here to Oakland. Here to Oakland. Gone. As an example.
Yeah.
Or here to Sacramento.
Well, the initial blast radius is only like, but I'm talking about like the energy impact wave is
Fallout, mutant dogs, tainted water.
If they nuked Oakland, your windows might shadow here.
Isn't that crazy to think about? Oakland gets nuked and windows shatter over here in our undisclosed location.
And then the fallout from the bay, the wind will carry it over here, causing all types of issues. The Russians also have the tsunami nuke, which nukes in the ocean, sending a radioactive tsunami wave onto the land.
This is why I lose sleep at night, people. This and Jack in the Box.
But we're all going to die anyways one day. We got to live every day.
But hopefully it's not from violence.
You live every day, one day at a time. Value the people you love. Live every day to the fullest. And, God never promised us tomorrow anyways.
That's true.
So why spend every day worrying about it? We're just bringing you the news, help you get prepared.
Our job is to tell it like it is.
And with that being said, we're going to close this. We are 15 seconds to midnight on the Doomsday Clock. We'll be with you till the end. God bless America.
God bless Miss America.